This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Right. You know, Manny, I was explaining because I saw a story on Yard Park where the Patriots are cutting James Robinson,
Exactly.
right?
Okay.
And they signed him to a 2-year, $4 million deal, so $2 million per year. And so the guy writes a story and then says, well, maybe they're going to cut him to upgrade for Dalvin Cook. Okay, and so it's like a clickbait article because they left out the part that the Patriots signed him with some injury protection coming off the Achilles because they were worried. That was his issue. He couldn't stay on the field throughout minicamp because of the Achilles. So they cut him for injury protection. Part of the story out because that wouldn't then go to the Dalvin Cook thing because if you talk about a 2-year, $4 million deal, well then what? Dalvin Cook wants 8 or 9 or 7 or $10 million. Patriots aren't going to do that, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They're not going to cut a $2 million back to add a 7, 8, or $10 million back. Come on, bro. And that's the effed up part about our business is that whether it's television, radio, or print, there's this clickbait thing of trying to do your job for clicks, not for just facts.
Yeah, it's the unfortunate side of this, though. And you know, I think a lot of this is, you know, the last 10, 15 years, you've had a bunch of people create websites and blogs and all kinds of things, and they're not necessarily journalists. And what they do is they pirate the information, they repurpose it. And really what they end up doing is hurting the real journalists because the real journalists are telling quote unquote boring stories, right? The ones that have all the facts in it versus the sensationalized stuff. So listen, I know where you're coming from.
Yeah. By the way, brother Bruce Brown represented the Canes well, represented himself well because he's going to get paid now because he'll be leaving the Nuggets because they can only pay him like a little over $7 million, I think. And out in the open market, he's going to get a lot more. But I got to tell you, the University of Miami's own Bruce Brown has really developed himself into one hell of a little basketball player. And it almost felt like he wanted to send a message in this series. Like, you know, I've arrived and I'm a part of this. And remember me, Canes fans, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, 100%. I think, look, first of all, he's turned into a phenomenal player, and this is what the University of Miami needs. Jim Larrañaga's, you know, obviously they've done a terrific job getting the Final Four, getting deep into the postseason, winning the ACC, etc. But you need guys to make the pros to start getting, you know, lottery-type players that want to come play for your program, even if it's a one-and-done thing. I think, you know, this is great advertising for Jim Larrañaga and the program. So congratulations to Bruce and to all the guys. I mean, look, they've had multiple guys in the NBA now. The program's never had that really at any point. I mean, Leonard Hamilton had a couple guys make it here and there, but they're starting to build a real base of professional basketball players.
Yeah, man, it's pretty awesome. All right, talk to me about recruiting because it's been hot and heavy lately. We've been hearing about some names. Talk to me.
Yeah, well, they got a commitment over the weekend from a linebacker out of Alabama, Cam Pruitt, a kid that they really like, who's really more of a safety. You know, Mario's kind of going back to the days where you recruit safeties to play linebacker to play edge rusher, and that kind of thing to try to get as much speed on the field. But linebacker's really a tough position to recruit these days, and this kid is 6'3", 197 pounds right now. But by the time they get him in the weight program, he'll be 225, and he'll be fast, lightning quick, really productive, close to 100 tackles last year at his high school in Alabama. So big pickup for them. And then obviously, look, it was a huge weekend.
By the way, is he the son of James "You Blew It" Pruitt, formerly of the Dolphins?
No, not that I'm aware of. So unless it's his cousin, maybe they're related somehow that way.
Well, hey, look, the good thing is he's not a receiver because James couldn't catch a cold.
No, he was.
In fact, that's why we gave him the name "You Blew It" Pruitt because.
Yes, I remember back in the day, he was one of the Dolphins I hated the most because he always dropped balls left and right. So, yeah, but I think Mario did a great job bringing these guys. He does it every year. He did it last year. He brought in a boatload of talented recruits. But this is the game. You got to get them on campus. You got to get them in for official visits. Get them around Jason Taylor. I mean, they had I think 3 5-star defensive linemen or going to have 5-star defensive linemen on campus between this weekend and next weekend, of guys coming in to just talk and see the program and be around it. So, unfortunately, you're not going to get them all, right? But you get one or two of them. You start putting guys in the NFL consistently. You have Jason Taylor coaching the position. That's how you change the program. You change it at the line of scrimmage. And I think you're going to see a big improvement on the offensive line this year. This year, I think he's really trying to upgrade the defensive line through recruiting.
By the way, apropos that word there, boatload, living in this peninsula.
Yeah.
Boatload people always are coming here. Recruits, human beings.
Yes, human beings, correct.
Yeah, boatload is a perfect word. Yeah, that's a good one. By the way, in covering the Miami Heat, I saw a commentary article there in the Athletic.
Yes.
Pat, you better get Dane Lillard there. So you're on Dane time too, huh?
I am, and I think anytime you have a superstar who wants to make his way or makes it public like that, because he knew what he was saying, he knew he was going on national television, for him to come out and say, I want to go to Miami or Brooklyn, tells you that those are his two preferred destinations. And look, he's given a lot to the city of Portland. They need a complete rebuild the way that they are right now. They've got a lot of draft picks. And I wrote that column for a reason. I think Miami, without question, is going to make a push there now that the season's over. Do they have enough to get it done? Probably not. They got another draft pick, I think the 2027 draft pick that they have to sort of get back from Oklahoma City so they can send 3 first-rounders in the trade. But, they can work things out. And I think they've got assets. I think Caleb Martin's a player teams are looking at now thinking he's an asset. I think, you've got Tyler Hero, who averaged 20 points a game. You got Duncan Robinson, I think, sort of recuperated himself in the playoffs. You still have Kyle Lowry's contract, but there's only 1 year left on that. So you can figure out ways to get things moving and bring a caliber player like a Damian Lillard or somebody of that ilk in here. Because to me, I think the one thing we've seen, Jimmy Butler can score 50 points in a playoff game. He can take over in the fourth quarter, but that's not who he wants to be every night. And to me, they were the worst scoring team in the regular season. They need a dangerous guy who can create a basket in the playoffs and take over a game and help Jimmy, because Bam is not that guy. Bam will give you his heart. He'll put his heart on the table. He will play with hustle for 40 plus minutes. He will play defense. He will screen. He will do all the things nobody wants to do, but he cannot consistently put the ball in the basket. And so the Heat cannot win a championship till they get a true scorer on this team.
I tried to tell the people for over a year now that he's not a star, man. He's just not a star. He's a super role player, man. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with being PJ Brown or Udonis Haslem. We revere those guys. It's just,
I think he's Draymond, to be honest. That's who he reminds me of.
Right. He's different than those guys. He's better in some aspects. He's not in others, right? Who do you want in a key moment in a consistent open jumper? Do you want UD or him? I want UD.
Yeah, UD would hit that. UD would hit that with regularity.
Fearless of the moment. This guy disappears. He just does stuff for a little bit and then disappears. And he has that's the part that's the most frustrating thing about Bam. He has more ability than UD and PJ Brown combined. And he has the stroke that looks like he could shoot a 3 if he wanted to, but it's just not in him. So that's fine. But the problem I have with some people, it's like, oh no, we got to get rid of him because he's not no, dude. You need Bam in order to win a title, but he's just not going to be your lead dog. That's all. He can't be your offensive anchor night in and night out. That's not his thing. That's all. That's it.
And I would venture to say, even with Jimmy taking him to the finals, even he's not that guy. And he's aging. He's banged up. He's playing on a bad ankle. All the things that we can talk about. You want to get back there. The Heat, to me, have a small window. Some people may say, do it the Nuggets way, right? The Nuggets invested in Jokic and Murray, and they lost in the playoffs, and they built the team around those two guys. The Heat cannot win a championship with just Butler and Oil. They can't. And those role players, as good as they are, they're not going to carry you to an NBA championship. And look, if it was the Suns, it would have been the same story. Durant and the other guy would have beaten them too. So It would have been the same deal with Booker. They wouldn't have enough firepower to win. In the end, in the playoffs, you need a dude who can make a tough basket and do it consistently. And they just didn't have enough of those guys.
They need to bring the great leadership of Kyrie Irving here.
No, not Kyrie Irving. Not him, please. God, no.
No way. There's no way Riley brings that guy here. There's no way they would tolerate.
Never in a million years. But Damian Lillard, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm with you there. All right, what's on deck for the Canes? When does camp start for them? Also,
camp won't start till the end of July. They'll start doing activities, and I mean they're doing workouts all the way through. They'll have Paradise Camp, which is the one for the high schools, coming up here, I think on the 25th or something like that. I got to look at the date again. But they're doing camps for the local community. The coaches are out there. I think they're doing one today. They do it throughout the whole summer. Okay. And so, and the kids, I just went to Sean O'Dare, who works for Drew Rosenhaus. He represents all the Hurricanes in their NIL deals. I just went up to his event up in Vero Beach. Hung out a little bit with Tyler Van Dyke and Colby Young and those guys. Got a chance to talk to them, and they're all, listen, man. They're a lot happier group of people now after some of these coaching changes. Believe me, that wide receiver room is a lot happier than it was a year ago, and I see positive things for this program. Are they going to win a boatload of games this year?
No,
I don't know that they got the defense to do it, but I certainly think they'll be improved, and I think you'll see a team similar to the one we saw 2 years ago. That put up some good points and was exciting to watch.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think we'll see some progress. It's not the kind of progress that we're all hoping for, but I think that's down the line, 3-4 years down the line, and then we'll see it. All right, what are you working on the Athletic there so folks can check you out?
Yeah, obviously more recruiting coverage coming. It's a busy month of June, so we'll have some more recruiting stories. I'm hoping to meet up with some of Deion Sanders' old high school friends in Fort Myers, where he grew up, so I can write that story. So I'm hoping to get to there. I'll be going to IMG Academy, which has their combine. That's on the 23rd and 24th. So busy time ahead. There's a lot of little summer camps and events to attend, people to talk to. So there'll be stories to read in the Athletic for sure.
And by the way, you were hanging out with the Rosenhauses there. They lost Gregory Rousseau to David Cantor.
Competition, baby. Competition.
Boy, that battle within South Florida.
Yeah, that's right.
Boy, I'm sure you won't find Drew and David in the same room anywhere.
Never. That's the way it works, though, brother. You know that.
All right. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. Catch his work there at The Athletic. Make sure you subscribe to The Athletic so you can find out everything. Hell, there's Messi articles there. There's Heat articles. There's Hurricane articles. He's like Sagua Fair. He's everywhere. Manny, be good, my brother. We'll catch up later in the week.
All right, brother. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. There you go. A bunch of you youngins are like, Sagua Fair. What the hell is he talking about? Anyway, Canes wear anything and everything practically with the Canes logo. You can find it there. Go to caneswear.com. If you don't live here in the South Florida area, or maybe you live too far, you're somewhere in Palm Beach or down in Homestead, you don't want to drive to Davie or something, you could go online, caneswear.com. If you order over $99, you will get free shipping, folks. Okay? They've got Heat gear. They've got Marlins gear. They've got Panthers gear. They've got Dolphins gear, Messi jerseys. Get down there, folks. They've got rats. If you want to get some rats, 3 for $10, you can get them there at the store. It's a beautiful thing. Caneswear.com.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.